Hello everyone, welcome back to my stream. Tonight we're going to perform some trading and then head for the Dark Brotherhood.
Take a look. Safe travels, Landstrider.
You gonna buy something? Or just here for... Just what you see here.
Wait, I don't have anything extra expensive for her? I've got that. Wait. Right, and I'm back. Oh, we got scrolls. Yeah, that's just perfect.
Come
Thanks,
back when
Broker.
you're ready to spend more gold.
Azura's wisdom to you, friend. Take a look. I really appreciate what you've done for me. I'll never forget.
You've been a good... the finest weapons and armor.
You've been a good and finest weapons and armor.
Return any time. You're quite welcome here.
Welcome to the Bog Broad. May the god... Some may call this junk. Me? I call them treasures.
One of the guards said he saw a mage appear out of thin air.
What's the hurry?
A hurry to trade. They'll never understand that. Wait, the camera just... As rebooted. Yeah, that's more like it.
As Jarl Leila's houseguard.
What do you need?
Ask that you
Take a
maintain
look.
respectful distance from them at all times.
Okay. Now where did I put those spiders?
My lady, Maiden Blackfire has sent word that she requires your seal in order to expand her shipments into Morrowind.
But of course, tell her she'll have it. Maven is one of the few people I can trust, and I'd be delighted to give her my blessing.
Yes, my lady. I will pass the good news on to her.
Need a drink?
Right, only alchemy shop left. Oh, with this
You're one of
last.
the... See for yourself. Thanks again for the ice cream tea. Need something?
Depends. Are you thirsty? Hungry? Both? Just get out of here.
Oh, take a look. Door's over there. Why don't you use it?
My skill in battle is unmatched.
Taylor.
Thanks again. Take a look. Don't forget us if you need supplies for your journey.
Take a good look around. I'm sure you'll find what you're looking for. Need some sort. Ah, so you're an alchemist then? Until next time.
If you're in the... take a look. All right then.
Never see yourself.
Sorry, lad. I've got important things to do. We'll speak another time.
Welcome to the cozy little family. Some may call this junk. Me, I call them treasures. All right then.
When you're in your grave, and I'm standing over it. Now get out of my way.
So, oh, a bit of this and a bit of that.
You hope you're end. We'll come back to my stream. Tonight I hope we'll
All right.
get to contact the Dark
It's one thing to
Brotherhood.
say you've got the skills to be a thief. It's another.
Hey, watch it.
Right, we need to unload, read a book, and be on our way. I think the game just crashed. Well, this is perfect. That means that we may proceed with more trading. Well, let's take more goods then. Since we're back in trade. Right, let's read anyway. Gotta do it sometimes. Vernicus and Boorlor by Tywin Romeo. Hallgerd walked into their king's ham that lawless evening, his face clouded with sadness. While he ordered a mug of grief, his mates Garrus and Xiomara joined him with moderately sincere concern. "What's wrong with you, Hallgerd?" asked Xiomara. "You're later than usual and there's a certain air of tragedy you've dragged in with you. Have you lost money or a nearest and dearest?" "I haven't lost any money," Hallgerd grimaced, "but I've just received word from my nephew that my cousin Elioch has died. Perfectly natural, he says, just old age. Elioch was 10 years younger than me. Oh, that's terrible, but it goes to show that it's important to savor all of life's possibilities, because you never know when your time is coming, said Garrus, who had been sitting at the same stool at the Smoky Corner Club for the last several hours. He was not one cursed with self-awareness. Life's short, alright, agreed Xiomara, but if you'll pardon a sentimental thought, few of us are aware of the influence we'll have after our deaths. Perhaps there's comfort there. For example, have I told you the story about Vernicus and Borlor? I don't believe so, said Halgard. Vernicus was Daedra, said Xiomara, throwing a few dribbles on Flynn on the hearth to catch the proper mood. And though our tale took place many years ago, it would be fair to say that Vernicus still is one. For what, after all, is time to the immortal Daedra? Actually, Grez interrupted, I understand that the notion of immortality. I'm trying to offer our friend an inspirational tale in his hour of need, Xiomara growled. I don't have all bloody night to tell it, if you don't mind. You wouldn't have heard of Vernicus, said Xiomara, abandoning the theme of immortality for the time being, for even at the height of his power and fame, he was considered feeble by the admittedly high standards of the day. Of course, this lack of respect infuriated him, and his reaction was typical of lesser Daedra. He went on a murderous rampage. Soon word spread through all the villages in the Colovian West of the unholy terror. Whole families had been butchered, castles destroyed, orchards and fields torched and cursed, so nothing would ever grow there again. To make things even worse for the villagers, Vernicus began getting visitations from an old rival of his from Oblivion. She was a Daedra, seduced named Horavatha, and she delighted in taunting him to see how angry she could make him become. You flooded a village and that's supposed to be impressive? She would sneer. Try collapsing a continent and maybe you'll get a little attention. Vernicus could become pretty angry. He didn't come very close to collapsing the continent of Tamriel, but it wasn't for lack of trying. A hero was needed to face the mad Daedra, and fortunately one was available. His name was Borlor, and it was said that he had been blessed by the goddess Kinnereth. That was the only explanation for his inhuman accuracy with his bow and arrow, for he never missed a target. As a child he had driven his marksmanship tutors wild with frustration. They would tell him how to plant his feet, how to knock a bolt, the proper grip for the cord, the best method of release. He ignored all the rules, and somehow every time the arrow would catch a breath of wind and sail directly to his target. It did not matter if the quarry was moving or still, at very close range or miles away. Whatever he wanted to strike with his arrow would be struck. Yo bro, welcome back to our stream. Borlor answered the call when one of the village mayors begged him for help. Unfortunately, he was not as great a horseman as he was an archer. As he rode through the forest toward the mayor's town, a place called Evensaken, Vernicus was already murdering everyone there. Horavatha watched and stilled back a yawn. Murder in a small town mayor isn't going to put in famous company, you know. What you need is a great champion to defeat. Someone like Isgramor or Pelinal Whitestrake, or she started the figure emerging from the forest. That fellow. Who's he? Growled Vernicus between bites of the mayor's quivering body. The greatest archer in Tamriel. He's never missed. Borlor had his bow strung and was pointing it at the Daedra. For a moment Vernicus felt like laughing. The fellow was not even aiming straight, but he had a well-honed sense of self-preservation. There was something about the man's look of confidence that convinced the Daedra that Horavatha wasn't lying. As the bolt left the bow, Vernicus vanished in a sheet of flame. The arrow impaled a tree. Borlor stood and stared. He had missed a target. In Oblivion, Vernicus raged. Fleeing before a mortal man like that, not even the basest scamp would have been so craven. He had exposed himself for the weak, cowardly creature he was. As he considered what steps to take to salvage the situation, he found himself face to knee with the most fearsome of the Daedra princes, Moloch Baal. I never thought anything much of you, Vernicus, the giant boomed, but you have more than proven your worth. You have shown the creatures of Mundus that the Daedra are more powerful than the blessings of the gods. The other denizens of Oblivion quickly agreed, as they always did, with a view of Moloch Baal. The Daedra are, after all, always very sensitive about their various defeats at the hands of mortal champions. Vernicus was proclaimed the elusive beast, the unpursuable one, he who cannot be touched, the bane of Kinnereth. Shrines devoted to him began to be built in the remote corners of Morrowind and Skyrim. Borlor, meanwhile, now found flawed, was never again called to rescue a village. He was so heartbroken over his failure to strike his target that he became a hermit and never restrung his bow again. Some months later he died, unmourned and unremembered. "Is this really the tale you thought would cheer me?" asked Halgerd incredulously. "I've heard the King of Worms told more inspirational stories." "Wait," smiled Xiomara, "I'm not finished yet." For a year's time, Vernicus was content to watch his legend grow and his fledgling warship spread from his name home of in oblivion. He was, in addition to being cowardly and inclined toward murderous rages, also a very lazy creature. His worshippers told tales of their master avoiding the bolts of 1,000 archers, of moving through oceans without getting wet, and other feats of avoidance that he would rather not have to demonstrate in person. The real story of his ignominious retreat from Borlor was thankfully forgotten. The bad news, when it came, was delivered to him with some relish by Horavatha. He had delighted in her jealousy at his growing reputation, so it was with a cruel smile she told him, "Your shrines are being assaulted." "Who dares?" he roared. "Everyone who passes them in the wilderness feel the need to throw a stone," Horavatha purred. "You can hardly blame them. After all, they represent he who cannot be touched. How could anyone be expected to resist such a target?" Vernicus peered through the veil into the world of Mundus and saw that it was true. One of his shrines in Colovian West Country was surrounded by a large platoon of mercenary soldiers who delighted in pelting it with rocks. His worshippers huddled inside, praying for a miracle. In an instant he appeared before the mercenaries, and his rage was terrifying to behold. They fled into the woods before he even had a chance to murder one of them. His worshippers threw open the wooden door to the shrine and dropped to their knees in joy and fear. His anger melted, then a stone struck him, then another. He turned to face his assailants, but the air was suddenly filled with rocks. Vernicus could not see them, but he heard mercenaries in the woods laugh. "It's not even trying to move out of the way. It's impossible not to hit him," guffawed another. With a roar of humiliation, the Daedra bounded into the shrine, chased by the onslaught. One of the stones knocked the door closed behind him, striking him in the back. His face broke, anger and embarrassment disappearing, replaced by pain. He turned shaking to his worshippers, who huddled in the shadows of the shrine, their faith shattered. "Where did you get the wood to build this shrine?" Vernicus groaned. "Mostly from a copse of trees near the village of Evensaken," his high priest shrugged. Vernicus nodded. He dropped forward, revealing the deep wound in his back. A rusted arrowhead buried in a whorl in the wood of the door had jolted loose in the assault and impaled him. The Daedra vanished in a whirlwind of dust. The shrines were abandoned shortly thereafter, though Vernicus did not have a brief resurgence as the patron spirit of limitations and impotence before fading from memory altogether. The legend of Borlor himself never became very well known either, but there are still some who tell the tale, like myself, and we have the advantage of knowing what the great Archer himself didn't know. On his deathbed, his final arrow found its target after all. Well, this is the same book, just a different release.
Just what you see here. Safe travels, Landstrider.
You gonna buy something? See for yourself. Come back when you're ready to spend more gold.
Azura's with everything I've got on display, really. I really appreciate what you've done for me. I'll never forget.
I've never seen the old this upset about anything. The city really gets to me.
There's fine steel at the Scorched Hammer if you fancy a new blade.
Damn it, well, this blacksmith.
Buying and selling fine jewelry.
Right, let's switch locations. Maybe he'll come around.
Seeing as how Riften is home to the thief's guild, maybe we can work
What do you
something
need?
out.
So, you wish to master the arcane arts. Okay. Now where did I put those spiders?
Well, I think our blacksmith just stepped out early.
Welcome to the Pond Prawn. Come on, may the gods take a look. Aye.
Divines bless you. May the ground you walk quake as you pass.
Here, have a gold piece.
Oh, thank you. Divines bless your kind heart.
I'm kind of busy, but if you need, you're not as. Take a look. Yes, goodbye. Let me know if you see anything you like.
Welcome to the cozy little fam. Oh, a bit of this and a bit of that.
She watches Delvin's back, how about mine?
Until next time.
So, what could I do for you today?
I sell all. So, you're interested in my potions and ingredients? All right.
Take a look. All right then.
Well, we've sold almost everything. There's only a small amount of weaponry left. I hope the game won't crash this time. It didn't.
I am your sword and your...
That's a good sign. Amazing. Let's draw our newest route. Right, we may as well go this way, through here, and to the Dark Brotherhood. Or go straight forward to the Dark Brotherhood. Let's do the second route. Anyway, our priority right now is the Dark Brotherhood. Not some secondary quest for the Thieves Guild. Ah. Let's kill the dragon tusk. Let's do it some other time.
Here's what I can spare.
And that's it. Right, at least it's a friendly encounter.
I've been hunting and fishing in these parts for years.
Good for him. I think. Of course it's empty. Well, how else can it be? My ass! It was bitten by a bear. Wait, these are bandits.
Are you? You'll make a fine rug.
You managed to hit me. These are dwarven arrows. Incredible. Oh, come on. Hiding inside the texture. What kind of torch bug does that? No dragon attacks tonight. Dark Brotherhood sanctuary discovered.
What is the music of life?
Silence, my brother. Stylish. Alright, let's not. Well, that's easy. The music of life is Pink Panther.
At last. I hope you found the place all right.
Oh yes, it's stylish. But so what happens now?
Well, what happens now is you start your new life in the Dark Brotherhood. You're part of the family, after all. This, as you can see, is our sanctuary. You won't find a safer place in all of Skyrim. So get comfortable.
When do I get to kill someone? Remain silent, just stare at her. Alright, I'm honored to be a part of your family, Astrid.
Our family, my dearest. Our family. Together, united as one, the Dark Brotherhood can accomplish anything. But you must be anxious to get to work. I'm arranging a job, but need a bit more time. For now, go see Nazir. He's got several smaller contracts. Soon, the Night Mother will arrive. And things around here are sure to get even more interesting. Ah, but one last thing. A welcome home present. The armor of the Dark Brotherhood. May it serve you well in all your endeavors.
The camera needs rebooting. Well, I hope the game won't crash at that. Well, it didn't. Damn it! Ah, freaking cursor! Do you see that?
Be sure and introduce yourself to your new family members. They're all very eager to meet you.
Let's save the game and restart it. That just sucks. Yeah. That's the Elder Scrolls 5 Skyrim for us.
I'm afraid I don't have a primary contract for you yet.
Who is the Night Mother?
The unholy matron, the shrouded lady, the mistress of the void. She goes by many names. Ages past, Sithis gave a woman 5 children. She killed them to win his favor, thus becoming the Night Mother. If you believe that sort of thing. Today, she's... well, she's a skeleton. An ancient corpse. But more importantly, a corpse that's been brought to this sanctuary by her keeper.
Wait, the camera is busted again.
Be sure and introduce yourself to your new family members.
Well, where is it? right? It's here now. And the game crashed, of course. Of course it did this.
I'm afraid I don't have a primary contract for you yet. The unholy matron, the shrouded lady, the mistress of the void. She goes by many names. Ages past, Sithis gave a woman 5 children. She killed them to win his favor, thus becoming the Night Mother. If you believe that sort of thing. Today, she's... well, she's a skeleton. An ancient corpse. But more importantly, a corpse that's been brought to this sanctuary by her keeper.
So the Night Mother is being brought here.
Yes. A few months ago, I received word from the Night Mother's keeper that he had arrived in Skyrim from Cyrodiil. The Night Mother's crypt in Breville was destroyed, a result of the chaos caused by the war with the Thalmor. That forced a relocation. I don't know where the keeper has been these past few months, but I recently received another letter. He's bringing the Night Mother here. Soon.
Well, what if I get caught killing someone?
Try not to. But I do realize it's sometimes not that easy. You may want to make a statement, or a contract may require a public killing. Murder is obviously a very serious crime, and a very high bounty will be put on your head in the hold where the act was committed. You can run, obviously, but you'll still have a price on your head. If a guard attacks, you can attempt to yield by sheathing your weapon. If the guard accepts, you can serve your time in a cell or pay your bounty. We've all gone through it. We do what we must to survive. But there is another option. Some members of the Thieves' Guild in Riften can get their bounties erased for a price. Something to think about.
Yay! Where do the contracts come from?
They used to come from the Night Mother. Potential clients would perform the Black Sacrament, and she would hear their prayers. The Night Mother would communicate this to the listener, who would then dispatch a speaker to arrange the contract with the client. But that was a long time ago. There hasn't been a listener in years. Not since Cyrodiil was overrun in the war with the Thalmor. But people don't know that, so they still perform the ritual. And we eventually hear about it. When someone wants us, we find out.
Are there any rules I should be aware of?
Used to be the Dark Brotherhood was bound by 5 tenets, but we stopped following those years ago. All those rules, all that discipline, and look where the Dark Brotherhood ended up. We're the last of our kind, and we live the way we see fit. Bottom line, respect your family. Do that, and everything else will fall into place.
What can you tell me about yourself?
This sanctuary has been my entire life since I was a young woman. That's when I first discovered my, shall we call it, aptitude for elimination. I had an uncle, you see. He made certain unwanted advances. So I killed him, and liked it. Then I killed again, and liked it even more. And so on. I was recruited by the Dark Brotherhood, and have been here ever since. I met my husband, Arnbjorn, rose to leadership, and now, here we are. Be sure and introduce yourself to your new family members. They're all very eager to meet you.
I'll disable the camera because it doesn't function right now. Right. If we could stop our kleptomaniac attempts.
I'm afraid I don't have a primary contract for you yet.
Again. Do the part where he tries to buy you some candy.
Okay, wait. Here we go. Oh, you're such a pretty little girl. Would the sweetie like a sweetie? Oh yes, how about some chocolate? Oh yes, please, kind sir. My mama and papa left me all alone, and I'm so very hungry. I know a shortcut to the candy shop, through this alley. Oh yeah, very good, very good. Mine's dark down here. Oh, but you're so beautiful, such a lovely smile. Your teeth! No!
So bad, but you are so wicked.
What about you, Festus? How did that last contract turn out?
Oh, yes, please, old man. Regale us with your tales of wizardry.
Ah, the young and stupid. Always mocking the experienced. My contract went very well. Tried a new spell. Little something I've been working on in my spare time. Came this close to turning that priest inside out. Damn messy.
And what of your latest, Arnbjorn? Something about a Khajiit. Merchant, was it?
Oh, a big doggy chasing a little kitty. How adorable.
I am not adorable. It was not funny, and he wasn't a merchant. He was a Khajiit monk, a master of the Whispering Fang style. But now he's dead, and I have a new loincloth.
Let's speak with everyone else before speaking to Zdrovo.
Yes, sure.
Ooh.
Your latest exploit certainly has a
Word certainly travels fast, doesn't
You go your way out.
By Sickness, you slew everyone. Well, except for the one you kept alive to serve as a witness. Does your wickedness or your skill know no bounds?
When I first received the blessing of the wolf, my creator gave me a valuable piece of advice. Arnbjorn, he said, never lose. And I never do.
Gabriella.
New brother, may I offer my most sincere welcome to our family.
It's nice to meet you, Gabriella.
You certainly have a strange energy about you. I look forward to following your progress.
Мы присоединились к Темному Братству, Вов. А у тебя как? What can you tell me about yourself?
What a curious question. Well, I enjoy moonlit nights, taking long walks on the beach, knitting, and unicorns. In fact, I once took a seaside stroll on a moonlit night and discovered a unicorn, which I proceeded to stab in the throat with a crochet needle. I'm a woman of refined yet simple tastes.
Темное Братство. Братство убийц.
Walk always in the shadow of cities.
Your latest exploit certainly has the sanctuary talking.
Word
Does
certainly
death not come
travels
to us
fast,
all?
doesn't
Is
it?
it not a certainty? I am therefore honored to be Doom's herald, to play some part in a being's inevitable end.
When I first received the blessing of the wolf, my creator gave me a valuable piece of advice. Arnbjorn.
Welcome, my brother. Welcome to our sanctuary. You have made the right choice joining us, I assure you.
У нас похолодало слегка, так что очень даже ничего погода. It's nice to meet you, Zara.
You just trust in Astrid, follow her orders, and you'll do fine here.
What can you tell me about yourself?
Once I was a shadow scale, an assassin in service to the King of Blackmarsh, trained by the Dark Brotherhood since the day of my hatching. Ah, but that was a lifetime ago. Today, I am the last of my kind. My order is extinct. Now, I happily serve Astrid in this sanctuary. I am a trained killer, and once again have been given purpose. Life is good.
Oh, indeed, life is good.
Stay safe.
Вот, у них тут инструменты есть.
Me, I've been part of the Dark Brotherhood from the day I first hatched. I am Shadow Scale, you see. Born under the sign of the Shadow.
А если мы туда залезем? Красиво. Интересно, нам придется разбивать это стекло? А что если я это попробую сделать сейчас? О. У них довольно стильное укрытие, убежище, как хотите называйте. Здесь здорово. Куда Арньюрл делся?
I'm afraid I don't have a primary contract for you yet.
Arnbjorn.
Well, it's raw meat. Oh, my beautiful wife has told me all about you.
It's nice to meet you, Arnbjorn.
I'll give you a week before you end up dead in a ditch.
What can you tell me about yourself?
Look, if you're trying to get to know me, don't. I don't like you, and I never will. It's nothing personal, but my wife trusts you, and I trust her judgment, so you can't be all bad. Here's all you need to know. I'm a werewolf. I like killing things. I love Astrid. I hate annoying people, and the color blue gives me a headache. Stay safe.
I'm afraid I don't have a primary contract for you yet.
А еще, Вов, меня что-то камера немножко глючит. Может, тут ОБС обновился или что-то в этом роде.
There you are. Astrid's told me all about you. Heard you pulled the old choose your victim gab with you. Ah, I love that one.
Ну, она просто, у нее изображение зависает и все, она выключается.
Don't let my appearance throw you off. I'm older than you, a lot older. Getting bitten by a vampire when you're 10 will do that to a girl.
Девочка-вампирша, поэтому ей очень много лет. Она застряла в виде девчонки. Забавно. What can you tell me about yourself?
I'm just a little girl. The Dark Brotherhood killed my mama and papa, and then they took me captive. Please, please help me. Rather convincing, don't you think? In truth, I'm no more a little girl than you are. I was once, of course, 300 years ago. Vampirism tends to keep one remarkably fresh. Kill well and often.
Убивай хорошо и почаще.
It's been quite a boon, looking like a child. No one ever suspects a thing. Some may call this junk. Me, I call them treasures.
Слушай, она довольно мило. Нет, блин, я продал случайно не то. Ну, верни.
Stay safe.
Так, как наша новая броня выглядит? Ага. По-ассасински. Неплохо. Ну, моя броня, конечно, круче. Ничто не может быть круче этой брони. Так, 128. 395. Festus cracks.
There's too much of an obsession these days with knives and arrows. You could kill someone just as easily with a well-placed spell.
What can you tell me about yourself?
I like to say I was born with a wand in my hand. Well, not literally. You could see how painful that would have been for mother. But I was a prodigy, casting simple spells by one, completing complex incantations by 3, resurrecting corpses by 7. Ah! When I was 13, I accidentally burned down the family home. Bit of lightning gone awry. Oh, but soon after, I mastered my gifts completely. I went on to teach at the college. Left after 2 years. Too simple. Too safe. None of them truly understood the glory of the destruction school.
Glory.
Go. Incinerate some poor bastard for me.
Иди подожги какого-нибудь бедного ублюдка зади меня. Бля, они классные. Пожалуй, даже покруче, чем с колледжем волшебников.
Brother.
Tell me, brother, are the stories true?
The Redoran contract? Yes, you are correct. In and out of Vardenfell in less than 48 hours.
I'm just trying to imagine you hiding inside the body of a mammoth. Bloody brilliant idea.
Now a child could have accomplished it. Such is the power of the arcane. If you only knew of the spells I didn't use.
It's been quite a boon, looking like a child. No one ever suspects a thing.
So you're the newest member of our dwindling, dysfunctional little family. I've heard quite a bit about you.
It's a pleasure to meet you.
Save the niceties for now. I have no intention of getting invested in someone who may be dead tomorrow. If you're still breathing in a few weeks, I'm sure we'll be the best of friends.
Astrid said you'd have some work for me.
Did she now? Well, as it turns out, there are a few lingering contracts we haven't had the chance to complete just yet. And more, dribbling in from time to time. I'll assign them to you as they become available, to be completed at your leisure.
Sounds simple enough.
It is. These aren't particularly glamorous assassinations, I'll be honest. Don't pay much either. But they'll keep you busy. Just do them as you're able. There's no real time limit. The targets aren't going anywhere. You can turn each one in as it's completed, or wait and turn in the whole group when all the targets have been eliminated. Whichever works for you.
What can you tell me about yourself?
Ah, well, I'm Redguard, as I'm sure you've noticed. Though not like most of my kind you'll find in Skyrim. That's for damn sure. I am a child of Hammerfell, born of the sands of the mighty Alakir. In that great desert, blood is a shade of crimson I can scarce describe. My past is long and storied, and not altogether proud. But the Dark Brotherhood saved me from myself, and I have never looked back.
I'm ready for the first set of contracts.
Well then, let's get started. I've got 3 available right now. Your targets are the beggar Narfi, an ex-miller named Enodius Papias, and Baytil, a mine boss. When you've completed all those, we'll see if I might have some more.
Baytil is dead. Я даже не знаю, как это вышло.
Of course she is. I hear the mining business is extremely cutthroat. And those hours, they're murder. I could do this all day. Here's your payment.
Ничего себе, 750 золота? У вас так светло, что на улице, что читать можно шикарно. Tell me about Narfi.
He's a hapless beggar living in some ruins just outside the village of Iverstead. Easy, even for you.
Tell me about Inorius.
He lived just outside Anga's mill in the woods. He was once the miller. Now Papias is just a paranoid recluse who thinks someone is out to get him. And he's right.
Параноик, который думает, что кто-то за ним скоро придет. И он прав.
To kill, my friend. Best get to it.
It's a simple matter, really. One has mastered the art of camouflage. Scale becomes stone, becomes shadow, then death.
It's been quite a boon, looking like a child. No one ever suspects a thing. Kill well.
Talk to Babette about potions. She's the creepy little girl. Can't miss her.
Creepy little girl. У них ручной паучок даже есть, класс. Гастон Беллифорд. Hastily scribbled note. My scribing tools are lost, and I have no time for a lengthy entry anyway. It's taken weeks, but I finally found it. The Sanctuary of the Dark Brotherhood. One of them anyway, in Skyrim, under a forest road. I've been watching them, the assassins, their comings and goings. The fools have no idea they're being observed. My next goal is to somehow make it past the sinister black door into the sanctuary itself. I don't have time to even think about the dangers. The truth must be known. Ну что ж, мы познакомились с Темным Братством. Ну и, к сожалению, пора немного закругляться. Я желаю всем спокойной ночи, сладких снов и до следующего раза. Надеюсь, что мы продолжим приключения как раз с Темным Братством. Well, it's time to conclude the stream for tonight. I thank you everyone for watching. Hope that you enjoyed it as much as I did. I wish you good night, sweet dreams, and stay tuned for the next episode of The Elder Scrolls V Skyrim. Good night.